The bride sleeps in the cowshed wedding night. The groom sent the bride to sleep in the cowshed. She said that was her new house. The bride did not cry or make trouble. He went into the cowshed carrying his blanket. Use cow as best man using straw as a new bed. Still smiling, I fed the cow a handful of beans. I fed the cow a handful of beans. The cow flicks its tail, as if congratulating her in the hall. My mother-in-law is drinking with relatives and friends. Laughter was heard. Coming from the cowshed, his face sank. Say to son, you see, I always said this wife is very easygoing. You can sleep in a cowshed. He just took a sip of J in a sullen voice. Dead of night, bride lying on straw listening to the cows breathing. Suddenly, I heard a noise in the yard. She quietly poked her head in to take a look. Only a dark shadow is seen. He sneaked into the main room. The bride was shocked. He quickly got up and hid behind the door. I could see the person clearly by the moonlight. He was a notorious good-for-nothing in the village. There is also a knife in his hand. The scoundrel was about to break into the cabinet. Sanchi heard Noko behind her. I heard it behind me. There was a loud noise. He was terrified. Looking back, there was a big yellow ox. Part 2 upload yesterday. Part 2. There was a big yellow ox stand at the door. A cold glint flashed in the bull's eyes. Just when he was stunned, the bride emerged from behind the cow. Give a loud shout, catch the thief. The sound made the whole family all woke up. The groom was the first to rush out and talk to father and son. Subdued the hooligan, he was taken to the village chief's house. Only then did my mother-in-law discover not a single penny was missing from the cabinet. I'm secretly glad. Early the next morning, grandma brought a bowl of porridge. Come to the bullpen. The bride was combing the cow's hair. The mother-in-law said with resentment, did you sleep well last night? The mosquitoes in the cowshed didn't bite you to death. The bride smiled and took the porridge, saying thank you for your concern. Mother, I slept soundly. Brother Nyochuan even helped me guard the door. The mother-in-law snorted coldly. Turn around and leave. A few days later, news came from the village. After the hooligan was arrested, confessed accomplices. Turns out I wanted to take advantage of the wedding. Large group of people with many hands steal money. The village chief came to my house to express his gratitude. They said if it weren't for the bride's quick thinking, I'm afraid the losses will be heavy. Mother-in-law listen, face is burning like ants. Part 3, but he was still unconvinced. A few more days passed. The bride is washing clothes in the yard. Suddenly heard in the house there was a quarrel. She entered the house and took a look. I saw the old woman and the ragged old man pulled. Cursed you old immortal, how dare you come to recognize your relatives? Roll. The bride quickly stepped forward to mediate the fight. Asked why, it turns out that this old man, he is the groom's maternal uncle. I went out on business many years ago, encountered robbers. He was robbed of his money and broke his leg. Wandering around for many years, I really can't walk now. That's why I thought of coming back to rely on my sister. I didn't expect that. As soon as I announced my name just by mother-in-law, he started cursing at me. The bride saw the old man wearing worn-out straw sandals, toes sticking out red from the cold. He was secretly helped to the woodshed. A hot dinner was served. Bringing myself to be a dowry again, put on new cotton shoes for him. The old man was moved to tears. He pulled an oilcloth from his pocket. The wrapped box was handed to the bride. Good boy, this is what I learned from the robbers back then. The item that was snatched by the S in hand. Please like. The bride sleep in the cowshed. Part 4 looks neither gold nor silver, but there is spirituality. Give it to you today. Maybe it can help. The bride cannot refuse. Receive it and open it to take a look. Inside was a palm-sized piece of copper. The carvings on it are crooked and distorted. Cat pattern. It feels cool and smooth to the touch. She didn't take it seriously either. I casually put it into the dressing case in the blink of an eye. Autumn comes, a time that should be bountiful. However, a rat infestation struck the village. Corn in the field, gnawing it down to the stem. Gnawed down to the stem, gnawed down to the stem. Grain in the granary, it was also bitten with holes. The villagers sprinkled pesticide powder in every household. There are more and more rats. Everyone was frowning. One night the bride is sewing clothes under the lamp. Suddenly I heard from the dressing box a buzzing sound came from inside. Open it and take a look. The copper piece is glowing faint green light. There was a faint light. The shadow of the kitten flashed. Her heart moved. He ran towards the granary with the copper pieces in his pocket. Just entered the granary. Black rat. She quickly took out the copper piece. The green light suddenly becomes brighter. The rats seemed to have encountered their natural enemy. Run away. The bride sleep in the cowshed. Part 5 began. He disappeared along the crack in the wall. Word spreads, all the villagers come borrow copper pieces. The bride agreed without hesitation. Within a few days the rat infestation was then quelled. Every household came give her eggs. Thank you for sending cereals. They say she is a lucky star. The mother-in-law sat in the house watching all of this. I felt even worse. He told the neighbors in private. A woman from another family holding a woman from another family holding my baby tries to please outsiders. Who knows what they're up to? These words reached the bride's ears. She just smiled. I still add hay to the cows every day. Help the elderly with laundry, but it didn't take long. The village has suffered another disaster. It hasn't rained in 3 months. Wheat in the field all withered into withered grass. The ditch was also cracked from drying out. The village chief leads the villagers go to the mountain god temple to pray for rain. Knelt for 3 days and 3 nights. Didn't see a drop of rain. The mother-in-law was so anxious that she kept stamping her feet. Several acres of land at home. It's the whole family's hope. She looks at the bride. Suddenly I remembered that copper sheet. That piece of broken copper can repel rats. Maybe it can even bring rain. Take it out and try it quickly. The bride did not hesitate. Watch part 6. Please subscribe the channel.